Are you ready to free up your time and boost your results? Tonight, we are talking about automated marketing systems. You don't want to miss tonight's show.
Our goal is simple: to help you achieve the dream and vision you first had when you thought about starting a business. We're here to make growing your business less complicated. There are building blocks to build a sustainable business. We promise to seek them out and address them all. The Better Your Business Show starts now.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Better Your Business Show. I'm Natalie Essman, your host, and my partner in crime, the coach for business herself, Miss Shanna Mavis.
Hey.
Hey. I'm excited to talk about some automated marketing strategies tonight for many different reasons.
Well, yeah, and hopefully we'll get a chance to, because Aaron and I saw him dancing backstage. Think I didn't see it, but I did. I saw it. That's what we do. But yeah, it is he's so fascinating. I was talking to someone about him earlier today and how he just knows. He's so knowledgeable. And there was one of the times that I was on a call with him and a client, and I literally thought she gave him the information that we covered before, because he was spot on in, his assessment of her business, of the buyer persona. And we talked about that, a few weeks ago when we were talking to Bridget. He has such an in-depth knowledge of the industry. So I'm excited to get into some of those conversations about marketing automation. How does it benefit, especially small business owners, because right now that's, who we're trying to serve. How do they get over some of the fears behind marketing automation? Am I going to lose the personal impact, or the personal impact? Am I losing that when I choose to automate certain systems or processes? So I've got so many questions in the chamber.
Because I think the exact opposite.
Really?
I think that when I have automated strategies in place, I feel like I have a more personal relationship with the person, to be honest with you. And even if I know it's automated, I don't care. They responded to me. And usually there's some value add to it. So like, I've been following Jenna Kuchar because she's having all these Pinterest courses, and she had the course, and for whatever reason, I didn't even get the link, but her automation still followed up with me. And so I told it I didn't get the link, so it sent me the link again so I could hit. So I loved it. I knew it was automated, but I loved that I was being taken care of. I knew that I didn't have to go on people time. I loved everything about it. I got fired up about
it. But that's because it was done well, right? So it wasn't just that I'm automating this response or this outreach. There's a thought process that goes into it. There's a strategy behind it. And it really is about combining that. And I love that before and I'll let Aaron get more into this, but he was talking about the goals. He was talking about more than just, hey, let me take this task that I'm manually doing over and over and repeat it, or put it into this platform or system and let it just run. It's about all of the aspects of the business, really looking at it and saying, to what end? What are we trying to do here? So
exactly. And even if you're working with a social media specialist, it doesn't mean that that's their perspective. It's like having a financial planner and a CPA. They both have roles in finance, but they're wearing two very different hats, right? So yes, this is a must, because this is what I think 99.5% of people that are using all this time and energy to post on social media, create content, do what they believe are the right things. I think this is the hole in people's game. So I'm fired about it. I'm hoping I learned a few key nuggets for myself today. Oh yeah,
I am sure
right there. Aaron Webb. Got to spend a few times with him. I always love spending time with him. He's always fired up. He just brings a ton of just energy. You guys are going to be thrilled when you meet him. He is the founder of Webb Enterprises. So please welcome Mr. Aaron Webb to the show.
Good evening, everybody. Ladies, good to see you. How we feeling on this Friday Eve?
Hey, I'm excited. I'm excited. I know that part of one of your core values is to always be adding value. And I know you always deliver. So I'm excited to hear all the little genius nuggets that you have to share with us tonight. I know that this is a big hole in people's game. People don't know where to start. It can be overwhelming. You feel like you have to do a million things when that's not the truth. And so, I'd love with us to just get a little bit started about your background. I know you've been doing this close to a decade now. You know a thing or two.
I'm still learning, Natalie. Still learning. Yes, ma'am. I would let you know that, first of all, good to see you all tonight. My name is Aaron Terrell Webb of Webb's Enterprises, LLC, growth partner. Love Jesus Christ with all my heart. He's number one, the business. You probably see the scripture right here, Matthew 6:33. That's the only time I'm going to disappear because I'm right here. Anything that we do, we have to put Christ Jesus first. That's the scripture. That's my life. Matthew 6:33. Seek him first, the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all those things shall be added unto you. My background as a 32-year-old, just got married in September. I'm still wet behind the ears a little bit, still learning. I'm telling you all, still learning each and every day. I grew up in Washington, D.C., located here, literally about 30 minutes from Upper Marlboro, where I'm currently residing. And I knew from a young age, everyone, that I had that entrepreneurship type of bug, whether it was creating an action figure, right? Whether it was creating something online, doing a type of flyer or a survey, or even creating a actual card, it wasn't a business card, it was actually like a transformer type of card. I was always entrepreneurial, and I was always about adding value and serving, even at a young age. And so fast forward all the way to Frostburg, right? We're going to skip the teenage years about my desire to actually be a business owner and have my own collision repair business. Guess what? God said, nope, I got you somewhere else. I got you. So I went to Frostburg State University, Maryland, to be exact. If you don't know where Frostburg is, it is definitely the name. It is cold up there. They get snow, 5 feet to be exact. In 2009, it was out here in these streets, as we say here in DC, out in these DC streets. And when I share with you all, that was probably one of the best times of my life, actually learning who I was. Notice I didn't say actually getting my degree, because you can be in college and get a degree but not apply what you've learned. So I actually did obtain my degree. I did, praise the Lord. Have some debt, yes. However, I was actually able to apply some different principles from business owners who were not even teaching it in the classroom. They were teaching it in their actual businesses, whether they were a coffee shop business owner. You all hearing that? I didn't actually learn the things I have now in this arsenal we're going to go over tonight. I actually didn't learn not one thing at Frostburg State University. It was actually the experience of others, the wisdom, the counsel, right? So I went to Frostburg, got the degree, and in 2015, may I go into the story? I'm itching to go into the story.
Yeah.
Thank you. In 2015, there was a need, and God showed me through literally a vision. I told the ladies up front, I didn't actually have one of those visions where I laid down and God woke me up, took something out of my rib, was like, hey, no, I ain't had one of those, bro. What he actually showed me was that there would come a time where there would be a necessity for business owners to transition from their mom and pop style shop to actually the digital marketplace, as we know of, called the digital online world, right? He knew that I needed to have that knowledge. And so guess what? He positioned me to be with a mentor. But what people don't actually get a lot of times is that with a mentor, there comes this consistent regimen of accountability. It's not just someone you're paying each month as a life coach, seeing how you're doing. No, this mentor was supposed to walk with me and build with me. Hold that mantra for a moment. He was supposed to walk and build with me, right? Lo and behold, he actually did not do those things. He actually abandoned me because my goal was to actually work with the dentist, $5,000 a month, and do their social media, Natalie, do their social media, but none of that came to fruition, right? So I was actually discouraged. That was probably one of the most discouraging aspects before I even launched Webb's Enterprises, LLC. 2015, November to be exact, is when I took on the reins and said, you know what, Lord, show me the way in terms of how I need to process these business owners who have a need. And lo and behold, I actually started out as a consultant in online consulting services, just designing websites, rank them on the first page. Let's fast forward to 2019. So that was the beginning. 2019. Y'all ready for this? God actually told my pastor, right? You're not doing anything wrong, but I don't think you're supposed to be in business right now. We were actually walking across this lake. We actually around my church. By the way, I attend From the Heart Church Ministries of Waldorf here in Maryland, From the Heart. And we were going on Witness Wellness Wednesdays. WWW, right? Y'all catch that? WWW website. And my phone rang. And he said, you didn't do anything wrong. I was probably on mile maybe 1.5 or 2. We didn't get that far, probably 2 or 3 laps in. He said, but I do not think you're supposed to operate in business right now. Y'all, and he knows this story, what I'm about to say. For 5 seconds, I wanted to take him out. Like, Pat, look, he's like, wait, you're pastor? Y'all, I'm being real, right? This is the Better Your Business show, right? Not the slim. No, this is the Better Your Business show. I hope I'm helping the business owner right now, because I want you to get this. It was so tough to go back to those business owners I had already as clients to tell them that I cannot do business anymore. I cannot serve with you anymore. I have to literally take them and actually share with them, we have to do business with someone else. You know how hard that is? But thank God for obedience, because for one entire year, remember 2019, I think we all know what happened in 2020. I didn't do any business. I didn't do any business for a whole year. Talk about itchy twitchies. Yeah, I got the itchy twitchies. I told you I had that entrepreneurial bug. So I'm like, all right, Lord, I know I'm definitely called. I definitely know that. So what do you want to have me to do? Focus more on ministry, because something's coming in 2020. I may not have defined the exact year of when, the C word would take place. I know some networks, we can't say that word. But let's just say God showed me another vision back in 2012. That's a whole nother conversation. In June of 2020, I asked the Lord, I'm about to pull out my phone for a reason. I'm not texting nobody. I actually went to him in prayer. Excuse me. I went to him in prayer and said, Lord, there is distress happening. Okay, y'all, there's some distress happening. There's a Nehemiah experience that's about to happen. There's some distress. I see the gates that have been burned, the walls that's been torn down, the things that have been destroyed. There are businesses in 2020, y'all, that have not come back since then. I need to help them. Can I actually get back into being at that time, a digital marketer, right? To help them. And he said yes. And this phone has not stopped ringing since, with client inquiries, with sales, with prayer, text messaging. I need your help. I need you to design this. Can you build that? It has not stopped ringing since that time. So much so, in 2021, I had to leave my job at the Veteran Affairs Department in D.C., good old 810 Vermont Avenue. Shout out to the Veteran Affairs Department. Thank you all for your service. I had to actually tell them I have to stop because I was getting so many calls. I had to leave because I was getting so many calls. Obedience is in the reward. Obedience is in righteousness. Fast forward all the way to 2023, another pivotal year, and this is the end of the story. I actually was telling people that I was a digital marketer. I was an agency owner. And I was getting that because there was a need for what? That transition. But I started seeing a pattern. There were some business owners that actually could not afford the services. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't adding value. That wasn't walking with them. That wasn't building with them. And that wasn't about revenue and growth. It was the fact that I actually could not have them in my services for that price tag. $500 a month, $1,000, $1,500. And one wise young man shared with me, you have to change your model and you have to think about being a growth partner. Let me see, let me go this way. Right? You have to think about being a growth partner. I'm saying, what is a growth partner? I thought I was doing that. A growth partner walks with you, builds with you, adds value, and is focused on revenue growth. Walks with you, builds with you, and that means relationships, by the way, not money, right? Walks with you, builds with you, adds value, and actually is focused on revenue. I changed being a digital marketing agency and changed my language to those two words, growth partner. I went from 50,000. Now I can talk about the money. I talked about 50,000 revenue that was averaging per year, soared to 150 revenue last year. On pace right now to go for $250,000 because I changed it to two words, growth partner. Because see, right now as we speak, here's the end of the story. It's about building relationships even still in 2024. I know we're going to talk about some automation marketing systems tonight. You better bet your behind we are. But guess what? The human element cannot go away.
Right.
You still need the human element. This communication, oh, this is fire tonight, right? I may not be where Shannon and Natalie are and, being able to give them a high five, but I'm still able to see their face, see the emotion, see what their needs are, exactly what their client is, what their target market, go over to office, be able to set up funnels, all those things, and I'm talking with them. I'm not just some type of loner where I'm hoping that they call me, because if not, I can't make the meeting. No, I know who they are. That's the difference, and that's my story regarding how I became a growth partner.
Well, all right.
Well, there's a few things that I really appreciate about what you just said. The first one is that when you keep your word to people and you are helping them grow and you're intentional about your relationship and what you're doing for them, it separates, I hate to say this, but it separates you from so many people, because not a lot of people talk the talk, but very few walk the walk. So it already separates you there. And I don't know anybody who's going to walk away that someone's going to help their business grow and is revenue focused. A lot of times people show up. I don't know if I should say a lot of times, but I know in my experience, I've had people that show up because it's almost like they want to ride on your coattails as opposed to work together with you, right? So I think having someone that you can have that dynamic with, trust to know that that's 100% their intention and their role. It's a completely different relationship.
That's it.
And it's a relationship, right? Therein lies another difference. It's not transactional. It really is, hey, I am partnering with you. It's not the money grab. It's, how can I serve you? It's a total different mindset that you're approaching as a growth partner that you're approaching it with, and it makes clients feel more at ease because I know that you're with me, right? I don't have to do this alone. You are with me, and it's well defined what you're going to do. But
we're revenue focused. If I'm bringing you on as a partner in my business, it's nice to know you're revenue focused because we're business partners, and at the end of the day, we're there to make money.
Yes, that's the results. Larry, that's the results. And if nothing else gets taken away from this call, is that our organization specializes in adding value. If you don't remember anything else from this, we specialize in adding value, not building out funnels like a circus, because it is a circus building out funnels and websites, not building out CRMs. That's not who we are. That is what we do, but who we are, we specialize in adding value. We want to be that bridge that helps you get over those troubled waters. Come on, y'all. There's some troubled waters happening in your business right now. And we desire to be that bridge that you can cross over in those troubled waters. Because see, we don't want to just take you from one point and help you cross the Red Sea. No, there was another sea. There was the Jordan too. Okay, y'all not following me. See, we just can't cross the Red Sea and get stuck there. We got to take you across the Red Sea and the Jordan to get to God's result for you. Because that's where the promise was. Come on, shout somebody. That's where the promise, that's the productivity, business owner. That's the success. Because sometimes when you cross that Red Sea, you're stuck. And that may be some of us right now. And that was my point in 2018 and a little bit last year because of that scale. I was in the scale mode, but that's okay. We still got stuck. But then when we crossed over to Jordan, that was where the promise was. So guess what we got to do? We got to be that bridge over those troubled waters. We want you to be able to experience godly success. If you add value, they will come. They will come.
Yeah, for sure. So I do have questions about marketing automation.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I want to make sure. I mean, I love the story and I love your heart. And that's one of the reasons that we were excited to have you on here, is because there's this passion to serve small business owners. And when thinking about that, I guess I want to start with marketing automation. Let's define that for people, because one of the things you said pre-show is automate as much of your business as can be automated. So now when we think about marketing, which is a tremendous part of business, marketing and sales go hand in hand, right? So when we talk about marketing automation, what does that really mean for the small business owner?
Stat question. How much time we got? No. When it comes to marketing automation, simply put, we're talking about systems that add value over time. That's all we're talking about. Automation marketing systems are actually systems that add value over time. They can take in the form of, as we said earlier, presentations. If you need to design a presentation and you're about to present to a line of customers using something like Gamma app. If you're needing a chat system, a chatbot system on your site, it's establishing communication. So there's different sections of automation marketing systems. However, at the end of the day, an automation marketing system is an actual system that builds and adds value over a period of time to where it's on just that. It's on autopilot. Your business is no longer running you, you're running the business. That's an automation. When you have developed the right automation marketing system, now you're running the business. The business is not running you. And one business owner, it depends on goals. What goals are you trying to do with that actual system? That's, for example, if you're designing a funnel, not the one that's you're baking on, in the kitchen, not that one, right? An actual funnel is something of a system that you're actually going through a series of steps, processes to get from point A to point B, right? You're entering your name, your email address, your phone number. So if you have an offer, you just may need to establish a funnel. But if you're a big time corporation and you've been in existence for, let's say, 40, 50 years, and you don't have any type of web presence, you probably need a website. You probably should have had a website by now, because now you're telling more of your story versus having a funnel that's really telling your offer. So it's different types of automation marketing systems and tools that you can build up. At the end of the day, it's important that you know that it can be done for you systems, or it can be ones that you can do it yourself. But remember, business owner, your time is precious. So you may need someone to really do it for you, which is okay. Use that resource. Stop being cheap. It's okay. Use that resource, because we all see where things are going right now. Artificial intelligence. Yeah. Artificial intelligence. However, at the end of the day, if you don't build out a system, I ain't say if you build out a ChatGPT. No, you may not need ChatGPT. But if you don't build out a system for yourself, you're not really doing your business justice, because you also have to leave a legacy. So I hope that answered your question.
It did. And it reminded me, I was talking to a business owner earlier today, and, I reassured her she wasn't alone, because her story was, I've got this amazing product that I know how to market, and I got a whole bunch of orders. Well, now I'm fulfilling those orders and I'm busy doing this. Guess what's not happening? Marketing. She doesn't have time. She's like, I've got photos, I've got all of these things, but I'm tired from doing the job. And I was like, so many business owners fall into this. And this is why I, always say, and I'll keep quoting Andy Stanley, and only do what only you can do. Right now, she is the only one that can prepare these meals, because they're all her recipes. They're all, she knows exactly what goes into it, everything like that. The challenge that she faces is that every other part of her business is now stagnant. She cannot get new clients. She cannot get, any new customers. She can't do her bookkeeping, can't do taxes, can't do, customer service. You can't do all of those because you're spending all of your time in this area. So being able to partner with her is an amazing opportunity, but it was really just reassuring her. So many business owners are that way. And there's this danger in trying to do all of this. You are going to burn out, and you are going to leave money on the table, and you are not going to be able to serve at your best and highest, because you just don't have the capacity. We were not intended to do this all alone, and especially business.
That's good. That's spot on, because as growth partner, you mentioned a key word. You don't have the time to do it. And to be honest with you all, I'll actually tell you how many clients I have. It's actually not 100. It ain't 50. I have 25 clients. The reason why we're not a marketing agency. Marketing agencies have, let's say, 1,000, right? Growth Partners is more intimate. We can really build with a few and really leverage, right? We can, remember, we work with business consultants, business coaches, and successful, CEOs. And what we're able to do, some secret sauce here, we actually are able to work with the revenue that they're already generating, right? Charge our fee that we charge, which is, it's not, just being honest, it's not cheap. It's not $100. However, it's a nice fee where they actually are able to see the value immediately because of what we specialize in, which is adding value through automation marketing systems. If they need an ad on Google, YouTube ads, if they need funnels design, whatever they need, we're able to do that with just a few. We don't need to have 100 people. God didn't, again, remember, I'm obeying the call of the Lord. He didn't say you're going to be working with 1,000 people. No, he didn't call me to do that. Work with an intimate few and build them up. Have the time back to build them up. Go through that process.
Love it.
Plus, I always break it down to really how many more sales does that person need to afford you anyway? My guess it's really maybe like one. I mean, if they're that big of a business, and if what you're doing if that marketing that you're putting in place can't bring in one more client, then you're not good at your job anyway, right? So
that's it. Yes, that's it. That's it. Literally,
that's why I always told my marketing team, I need one sale to pay for you. As long as we're making one sale every month, you got a job. As soon as that doesn't happen, I got to move on.
You're out. That's it. We're about results, Natalie. Literally, results, revenue growth. Literally, that's what we focus on. The sales. The end goal is that you need to see results. And we specialize in. Little secret, I cannot stand writing content. No websites. I still can't stand writing content. Writing a book, you can go for it. I'm going to pay somebody to write that. I'll give you my ideas and everything like that. But that wasn't my strength. The strengths that God gave me, thank the Lord, is being able to be active and establish business relationships, being able to build out systems, funnels, generate appointments, do phoneless selling tactics. Phoneless selling, yes. You don't have to be on the phone and do cold calls. Ask about that in the future if you want. You can do these things without actually burning yourself out. Know your strengths. Like you said, do what you can do. You said it, Shannon.
So let's talk about, because we're already 30 minutes in, I really want to dig into what would be some strategies that people would use. Yeah. Now, I'm going to assume this depends or where you get started. I am selfishly asking this too, I'm not going to lie. But my thing is, I guess where you get started is what type of business is it? And then what's the goal? And then based on the type of business, you tell them which is the best automated strategy to work with. I mean, I'm assuming it's like you build up, right? And you add different strategies as you grow. But like, how do you know where to get started?
Good question.
Excellent question. It would be a matter of actually doing a strategy session. That's what we start off with. Every call, we do a strategy session. This is once that person actually says yes, we go through our discovery call. We know the drill with that. We actually do a strategy session to see exactly what do you have? What do you have so far that is working for you? Because we don't want to ever tear down something that's already working. If anything, we just want to build on top of it, right? The distress is there enough because, you desire to, work together with us as a growth partner. So we got to see where is the distress? Where's the gap? Where's the choke points? So once we're on that strategy session, we're going to literally go through exactly what is your ideal client. Who's your ideal client? Who do you work with? Then we got to know exactly what is your offer. Do you even have an offer? Do you have a system in place that actually generates offers for you on autopilot? If none of those things take place, we're going to work with you to build out that offer and to build out one of the first automation marketing systems, which is using a funnel, right? And this does not apply to every business. We got to see about what you need. But typically, those two areas, those questions are always for every business. You got to see exactly who's your audience and exactly what is your offer. After we define those first two parts, we got to then take them into a series of other questions of what are your goals? What do you desire to do? Are you in need of lead generation? Do you need more brand awareness? Do you have any exposure online? Do you have any connections? Do you have a network, right? LinkedIn, do you have some connections going on? Okay, great. If not, okay, that's another system that we can implement. So we actually have to see exactly where they are first, see what's lacking, what are their goals, and last but not least, we create an actual plan. We do a roadmap, right? And that roadmap, remember, I'm not taking them from A to Z. That's not how this works. For us, we take them from point A to what? Point B. Take them from this state to their desired state. Because that business owner does not have the attention span of going from A to Z. They only got the attention span of going from A to B. Take me one step at a time. And that's how we know which systems to implement.
Well, yeah. And a lot of business owners, they're visionaries, right? They, and there's a million ideas that they have. And we are going to take a quick break. I do want to bring in a business owner with an amazing story. We featured her on a Just Good Business segment earlier this season because she's just done an amazing job and has this heart to serve and overlooked and underrepresented group of people. So let's take a quick 20-second break. We'll come back and have Erin back with us. Maybe. And we're back. No, we're gonna keep moving. Carlton, we're going to bring Erin back to the stage, and we're going to bring in Janitra, our business owner. So welcome back, Erin. Webb's Enterprises LLC. Super excited. That first half, like you said, was fire. So glad that you were able to join us. And then Janitra, so happy that you were able to join us as well. Moms to Tech,
yes.
Right? So why don't you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Certainly. So my name is Janitra Ellison again, and I'm the CEO and founder of Moms to Tech, Inc. So we're a nonprofit organization, and we work mainly with women. I have a heart for single mothers, so I'm going to emphasize specifically single mothers. But essentially what we do is we really try our best to inspire, elevate, and motivate women just across the board, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and professionally. With us, our biggest goal is to close the gender digital divide. So the tech industry is most certainly a male-dominated industry, and we do want to put more women into the industry, which is exactly what we're trying to do now.
That is awesome. I was hoping, and we may be able to bring your website up, but one of the things that, the quote that you had on there, where you're talking about, just the impact that this can have changing the world, but it's starting with just focusing in on this individual, not overlooking them. And so it's pretty powerful. And so I definitely want to learn a little bit more about how you do what you do, but we also want to address any challenges that you might be facing. We've got our audience here that will have questions and feedback potentially. Last time we had someone here, someone was like, hey, I want to connect with you because I can help you, right? And so that's what we're looking for here, is to expose you to our audience, to hopefully get people that want to partner with you, those growth partners out there.
Awesome. Definitely. So with Moms to Tech, we specifically focus on with four main programs. So the first program, of course, is the IT program, right? The whole goal is to put more women into the IT industry. Specifically on the IT side of things, what we start with is a 6-week boot camp. They get an opportunity to really test drive the program, make sure it is indeed for them. Make sure also that learning about computers is something that they actually want to do. So to give them a good idea of that. From there, once they move into the full program, we focus specifically on A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. At the end of the program, the full program, at that point, they will leave us with those 3 industry certifications. So again, A Plus, Network Plus, and Security Plus. We also focus on financial literacy. So when it comes to things like budgeting, savings, I would even say wealth accumulation, credit management, credit building, we focus on those as well with our partner Capital Good Fund. Also, we get into career readiness. That's the 3rd program when it comes to really just focusing on soft skills. And I would even say employability skills, things like also getting into your resume, LinkedIn profile. A lot of us don't realize some of the jobs that we've worked, we can most certainly use those skills. They're transferable skills. So we want to focus on what they do have, the skills that they do have, and then how we can most certainly transform and transition that into more of an IT resume. From there, the 4th and final program is one that's dear to my heart. It's called Rodell Support. And Rodell Support, it's actually named after my cousin, Christopher Rodell Jordan. With that being said, specifically what we focus on in Rodell Support is you can think of it more so as a mental health component. So we get into holistic nutrition, what we're putting into our bodies, which is most certainly going to have an impact on us, right? We're also going to get into self-care when it comes to women. And I don't know why this is. We really don't take good care of ourselves. We take amazing care of everyone around us. But for some reason, we tend to just kind of put ourselves to the back. And that's something that we want to change as well. So we do focus on self-care. And then mindfulness and meditation, which is super important when it comes to really moving away from more of a mindset of scarcity and moving more into a mindset of abundance. That's what we want to focus on as well. So those 4 main programs is specifically what we focus on when it comes to the women. Now, with that being said, something that you asked as well, when it comes to challenges, what are some of our biggest challenges currently? I would say visibility, which you guys are definitely affording us an amazing opportunity with assisting us in that visibility aspect. But quite honestly, that is something that we still struggle with. I'm not from Florida. I'm actually from North Carolina. And so when I think about a lot of my contacts, they're not in Florida. They are in North Carolina. So really getting out there, meeting new people, the networking aspect is most certainly something that I'm working on now, and I'm doing that more and more. We just became a part of the Chamber of Commerce, so the Broward Black Chamber of Commerce. We're there as well, but really taking an opportunity to network as much as possible and do amazing shows like this. The second thing that we really struggle with right now is the funding aspect. As of right now, everything in regards to the funding aspect comes from our pockets. We have not received grants and things of the sort. And just because I believe so much in this organization, to me, it's worth it. If I have to go through my savings, to me, it is worth it to be able to just change the trajectory of someone's life. And that goes back to what you were saying in regards to the quote on our website. Change is not in the masses, but it starts with one. If we change the trajectory of one life, we truly begin to change the trajectory of a community. And it's very much so true. So the funding aspect is something that we're struggling with. I have applied for grants because we're a newer nonprofit. So we just started our pilot program October of 2023. We hear quite a bit. You have an amazing idea. However, we just need to see a proof of concept. So that's what we're working on, really gathering that proof of concept to be able to show, hey, the expected outcomes that we have here in the business plan, we're actually able to fulfill that. And we've been able to do that with these participants here. So we're going to continue with the mission that we have. We're going to continue changing lives. If it takes every dollar that I have, we are going to continue.
Are people allowed to participate in your program online?
Yes, so the program is online. All of the classes are actually online. However, what's not online is the self-care portion of it. So that's where we come together collectively as a group, and we have a day where we let our hair down, and we're women. We enjoy being women. We enjoy not having the kids around for a moment, enjoy not having to think about work or home life, just being able to focus on being a woman for that hour. And so we actually just had a self-care event this past Friday. We got facials done, and it was super fun. Got facials done, played games, and just really had an opportunity to just be with one another and enjoy being in one another's company. So that's the only thing that we do that is not online. I will also say the last cohort we had back in December, we had a phenomenal company from Detroit, Michigan, ZT Computers. They came down to Florida, and they actually offered each one of our participants a laptop. So we did host a workshop that was in person. The participants got an opportunity to break the laptop apart, see the different parts to it, the RAM, memory, things of the sort, put it back together. So it was really fun seeing that. They also updated their own laptop, which is pretty cool as well. So that was a nice experience.
So how did you get to them?
In regards to participants currently?
No. The group that just came in and walked through that exercise.
Yes, actually, one of my participants, it was like a journey almost that we went down, but one of my participants, Ronelle, she is an amazing individual. She put me in contact with one of her supporters, her support system, Serene, who is, again, an amazing individual. She has actually a makeup line that's in Walmart, in fact, and she's based in Georgia. Serene then put me in contact with her sister, who lives in Detroit, Michigan, who has the company ZT Computers. She's been in the IT industry for 20 plus years. Her name is Tanya. Her and her husband both have the company together, and they were the individuals that came down and did the workshop for us and provided the participants those laptops.
That's awesome. So, and I want to put this over to Erin and Natalie as well, because I heard a couple of different things. When I think of finances and funding and ways to make money, I think of Natalie. When I think of like the especially the exposure, let's from that vein, this is a great episode for that, because we're talking about automation. What can she do? Or what questions do you have, Erin, that might trigger some thoughts that might help her gain the exposure? Because through these personal relationships that she's developed, she was able to get someone to come in, donate their time and resources to help this group of women. So what can we do? How can she capitalize on that?
Absolutely. And Janisha, first, go ahead, Natalie.
Well, are you charging these women to take the courses, or is it completely paid for?
Everything is completely free. We don't charge them anything at all. And I'll be honest, I've heard a few times you need to look into having some type of charge, if it's nothing more than getting a little bit of skin in the game. I must say I'm an only child, and I am a little hard-headed. I have not done that. And the reason that I haven't is because I think about my own journey. The kids and I at one point were homeless. I have two children, 15 and 11. They were entered into the homeless prevention program here in Broward County, Florida. And I can't imagine at that point in my life someone saying, hey, I know that you really need help, but this program is going to cost you X, Y, and Z. So for that reason, I'm not charging these women. And that's why I said I am blowing through my savings, but I really believe in what we're doing. And I truly feel that, once that vision is written, if you make it plain, then it will most certainly come to fruition. And so that's what I'm banking on. Erin, it sounds like you bank on God. So do I. It's his job to make it happen.
I hear it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Janisha, first and foremost, we love what you do. We love the cause. Honestly, Moms to Tech, that is absolutely outstanding. I'm an only child as well, single mother, love her. And I appreciated her making sure that she brought me around God-fearing men, pastors, leaders, husbands, and fathers. I have to say that. So Thank you for what you do and how you serve our community.
Thank
Get
you.
straight to it. Absolutely. Nonprofits are the trickiest. Yes, the trickiest to work with. However, it's a good, doable work because guess what exactly is your perfect ideal client? It is the donors, it is the supporters, right? Depending upon your age group, right? What you want to be able to know is your focus has to be on how can you add value to them as a donor so that they can continue to see your stories. Social media is always the play. That's the go-to move, is that social media, right? I'm not going to give all the different tools because we'll be here till about maybe 12 midnight. So we're not going to do that. But what we can do is share with you one principle that I've learned working with nonprofits over the last 9 years is that you have to get them uncomfortable. Because what you just mentioned, the challenge, lack of funding.
Right.
Guess what's available? Grants for Google advertising. Google advertising will give you $10,000 in grants, Janitra.
Yes,
$10,000 a month.
Of that one too.
Excellent, right? Using tools like that is going to make a difference in terms of what you can get your hands on now, because your donors and your supporters and the volunteers, it's already a challenge getting people for their time as it is.
Yes.
However, those donors, right? I got you. But those donors, those are your pillars. They need to see success stories. They got to actually see exactly the brand of what you do, because that's a beautiful part about a nonprofit. You got some stories. There are lives that have been changed. There are people who've been possibly delivered from their situations. You got to uplift them so that those donors would not just say, why am I giving $25 a month to something and I'm not getting any value? The value is you seeing success stories as you're doing your work, and getting a pillar aspect. So social media has got to be the play.
Understood. Yes.
And I'm sorry, I have to go back to this, but I was a single mom for 14 years, so I totally feel like I can relate to your cause and what you're doing, and I love it. But I am gonna go back to having them put some skin in the game, because I think if there's a will, there's a way, right? Especially if you're a single mom, you know that, right? It's like you're doing crazy stuff to get things done, and part of that is right just to help us grow and become better. So I'm not saying you have to charge this extensive amount of money, but there has to be some uncomfortableness to it so that we can appreciate it more, right? See the value that you're bringing to it. You shouldn't have to carry that alone. I think that it builds confidence, it builds belief, just to have some skin in the game. Maybe 50% on scholarship, quote unquote, while you're building up those other legs that Aaron was talking about. But I think it's healthy to have people participate in their rescue.
Well, and I'm gonna come somewhere in between, right? Because I love the idea of not having to pay anything if you don't feel like you have it, right? But that's not preventing you from receiving the services that you need. I was a single mom, and I guess I've been a single mom for the past 11 years, right? And my situation wasn't the same. I wasn't homeless. I've been blessed with an amazing support system, family. And even as I am on this entrepreneurial journey that God has me on, it's just like, ooh, things are, scary, tough sometimes.
Yes.
But there is skin in the game that's not financial as well. The fact that I've got to apply for a scholarship, or what does that look like? Or do I give back? I'm a volunteer as well, as I'm learning. So there's for those people that, maybe there's this sliding scale that they can be on. If you can afford something, let's put into this, because this benefits you and so many people that are like you. But then those that are near homeless or homeless, you don't have the extra funds. So it really is looking and saying, how do we ensure that this is something, like you said, you're asking them the right questions. Is this something that you're even interested in? How do we get you transition from here to there without you having to worry about one more burden that you just cannot carry? So what does that look like? And so I would encourage you to think outside the box, but absolutely, there are some people that can and should likely be paying into it because they're not struggling financially. They've got, their tax refund, they've got their, job, they've got all of these things. They just want to level up. And then there are some people who cannot afford, but still need. So give back.
I love the idea of still having that skin in the game. And maybe for those who do not have the income, to pay in, then maybe allow that to be, I believe you mentioned volunteer hours. I saw something in regards to maybe, having them volunteer for a certain amount of time. We do have different events. We have an event coming up in April, which I'm super excited about. It's actually our formal event, our Black Tie Affair. And so with the event, we're actually going to have 2 of our participants do a presentation. And they're going to just do a presentation based on their journey so far. We're going to try to see if they can get a hands-on activity in there as well somewhere. So our IT instructor is actually working with those 2 right now and about that. We're also going to have recruiters, a recruiter and tech panel that's just going to come and talk a little bit about what they expect from entry-level candidates. So different qualifications, what they look for. We'll also have a women in tech panel with 4 amazing women, and I'm so excited about it, but they're currently in the IT industry, and they're just going to come and talk a little bit about trends as well as challenges. The IT industry is most certainly rewarding. It can definitely add to your financial stability as well as job stability, but we also have to be, realistic, and there are still challenges that women face when it comes to the industry. One of those, even moving up the ladder, getting into leadership. We start seeing a decline in women in leadership roles in the IT industry. So we most certainly want to be able to have that conversation. We're also going to have some raffles, prizes, good food. Anytime I do an event, I have got to eat. I know that sounds horrible, but it is the truth, especially being there for 2 hours, plus an extra 2 hours for setup and breakdown. I am going to be hungry, so we're going to eat good. And so I'm really excited about it. The location is going to be 1000 Northwest 8th Avenue in Hollandale Beach, Florida. And that's going to be at the O.B. Johnson Community Center. And the registration is available on Eventbrite as well.
You can drop all that in the chat, Janitra, too. I don't know if you're able to. Does it allow you to put in comments?
I don't see a chat option here.
Okay. Well, even if after we're done, if you want to, we'll stay while we're still live, just drop it in the regular chat. If you jump on social media, if you want to do that, that way anyone can go on Eventbrite or whatever. Or if you want here, give me the Eventbrite right now if you want, actually.
And it's actually on my website as well. So if you go to our website, you'll see the title there at the top where it says Tech Talk, Closing the Gender Digital Divide. And it takes you directly to the registration page for Eventbrite. So that's another option as well. Either our website, which is momstotechinc.org, or you can go to momstotech.eventbrite.com. That's the short link as well.
Bright is BRITE with them, right?
Yes.
All right.
So one of the things that also came to mind, Janitra, is the currency that's in testimonials, the currency that's in the feedback that you get. So remembering to encourage that and to build that into the program where you are getting the testimonials, these stories that Erin is talking about, they're powerful. But capturing that from these women that are going through, and especially these that are going through right now at absolutely zero cost, there is so much power in their voices. And that in and of itself presents some currency and will help build this organization as well.
Most certainly. And I agree 100%, which is why we definitely want to have 2 of those participants to just, share a little bit about their journey when it comes to the event in April. So I'm super excited about that. And, if I can say this, I don't know why I decided to do a black tie event the week after our orientation for our new class. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes entrepreneurs, we get excited, we get all of these ideas, we try to implement, and then we realize, but I'm excited about it all.
You want them looking good, Janitra. You want them looking good. There's nothing wrong with that. I have one quick question, literally 10 seconds. Do you have anyone teaching anything on digital assets or blockchain?
No.
We need to talk because that's where technology is going. I would love to be able to connect, and we'll even appear for free to do that to help those moms. I'm serious.
Love it.
I'm serious. Blockchain and or digital assets, whichever one you want.
Okay. Let's definitely talk. I'm excited about that.
And that is the perfect way to end this segment. Yes. We are running out of time, but I love it. This is part of why Natalie and I, this is our heart. We want to help business owners. And as you, Janitra, are going about your day, any of the business owners that you're raising up as leaders or that you know that you feel like they need exposure, please send them our way. You know, anyone out there listening, we want you on the show. We want to be able to help you in the same way. So Erin Webb, Webb's Enterprises, LLC, marketing extraordinaire, pastor, just Jesus Christ lover.
Amen. Absolutely.
That is, we are so thankful that you were able to join us. Janitra Ellison, founder, CEO of Moms to Tech Inc. You have been an amazing person. We were so glad to feature you on Just Good Business. Thank you so much for what you do and how you serve.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, grants.
Okay, I've got one, just one.
All right.
Starting April 1st of 2024. See, I'm letting y'all know ahead of time. Cadence Cash Thrive Grant. They're looking for businesses that have been in existence for at least a year. They would like for you to have like, I think $30,000, $32,000 in revenue, but these are like, they want you to have it, I didn't see it as a hard set requirement, but I think it's a $5,000 grant. They will announce the winners. This is quarterly also. So April 1st is when this next round will start. And then they'll make their decision and you could have funding in June. So that's the one that we're covering tonight. What about money?
Awesome.
Want to tell us about money?
All right, so just real quick, guys, there's so many extra ways to make money, to create passive income. Did you know you can create passive income by leaving reviews on Amazon? Yes. How many of you guys shop at Amazon? We have packages here like every single day. Do you know you didn't even have to buy it from Amazon to leave a review? They just have to sell it on Amazon. You can click your little video and when people watch it, you get paid. Another way of passive income, just set it and forget it, right? So you're going to be doing these things anyway. People want to leave negative reviews, leave some positive reviews, get some views and help people shop and make yourself some money at the same time too. So another option for you.
That is amazing. I leave reviews. I've just never gotten paid.
I know you
do. I will leave a review because I feel like people need to know. But and I try to be gracious about it. This isn't for me, is likely how I would put it versus this sucks or something like that. But I've never done that, and it's an interesting way. But does that dilute? I mean, could that, if I'm getting paid to do it, I feel like
it's just really your opinion. You get paid whether it's a good review or a bad review. You just need to put up your review, and you get paid by how many people watch it. So it doesn't matter if these are honest reviews. You just got to go and be Shanna. And people probably are watching the negative reviews anyway more. I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
That is what people gravitate towards. And honestly, I will go to the 1-star reviews first. I want to know what people have to say. What's the worst that could happen? Is my skin going to fall off immediately after I put on this cream? I want to know if that was your story. And if not, then I'll go ahead and look at, overwhelming positive reviews. I try to balance that out. But that's I need to go in there and get some of my I know. Natalie, I don't know about anyone else, but you have helped me so much with, the cell phone thing and
growth partner. Yeah. I'm a growth partner too, Erin. I'm a growth partner.
You absolutely are. I love it.
My husband tells people, if I haven't helped you make money, don't call me your friend when he's working with his clients. Don't call me your friend if I haven't helped you make money.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I enjoyed hearing from Erin and hearing from Janitra. I thought they were amazing. I love that Erin was bringing up goals as part of this. You know, when you think about automating any part of your business, it really should be around the vision. You know, for me, where are you going long term, and what goals have you set along the way to make sure that you get there? So for me, that was the one takeaway. It was just like, yeah, you can automate so many different things, but make sure that you know what you're, you know, that you can measure this, that there are goals set around this. What about you?
Yeah, that was one of them for Erin for sure. It's just kind of like, how do I get started? I mean, you can really go deep down the rabbit hole. So thankfully they give you a consultation, which is awesome, because figuring out on your own is just like, right? Obviously, I've been doing that for the last year. I love Janitra and just hearing more about what they're doing with Moms to Tech. I think it's needed. It's so valuable. There's tons of single parents in the world now. There's, you know, unfortunately, statistically, there's more single parents than there are married couples. And so we need support, and it just gives a well-rounded, holistic approach to the whole thing to help them grow as an individual. So that was really exciting, because tech's not a little thing. If you have some degrees in tech, you can do a lot of stuff with that. That's some bragging rights type of stuff. So excited for their organization. Tonight was awesome per usual. So thank you, Erin and Janita, for being here. Thank you, Carlton, for doing all you do. You make the show better. And obviously, same to you, my PIC, Shanna. It's always a great time. Thank you for everyone who joined us tonight and watched the show. Have a great week. We will see you next week, and make sure you do something today that will help you better your business. Bye.
Our goal is simple: to help you achieve the dream and vision you first had when you thought about starting a business. We're here to make growing your business less complicated. There are building blocks to build a sustainable business. We promise to seek them out and address them all. The Better Your Business Show starts now.